looking at the history of jiu-jitsu, and obviously everybody knows the Gracie family, but there's is it Mitsuyo Miyeda? I think is attributed as some sources as starting jiu-jitsu.
Yes. Look, from what I say from many sources I read, Maeda was the most important jiu-jitsu coach that came to Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Not because he taught the Gracie family; they were fundamental to keep the sport growing, but he also had his own gym there, running for years, and he made other students that also shared this technique. But because the Japanese immigration in Brazil, there was also another judo and jiu-jitsu coaches that established at pretty much at the same time as him that
Mm.
also started groups, and like through the years some people that were training either jiu-jitsu or judo, but because the judo became Olympic, a lot of those old jiu-jitsu clubs in Brazil became judo clubs.
Mm.
The Gracies kept going with jiu-jitsu, and some others also kept going with jiu-jitsu, but judo took a lot of those early groups that
Jiu-jitsus.
were in jiu-jitsu in Brazil. So jiu-jitsu was not only Maeda, but Maeda was definitely the guy that he ran all over the world testing his skills
Mm-hmm.
after he was a jiu-jitsu player that trained judo, I think 2 to 4 years with Jigoro Kano, but he was calling his sport jiu-jitsu. I heard, I'm not sure, also because for two things, the guys from judo didn't want to be involved in challenges anymore because Jigoro Kano in the beginning to establish judo, they did challenges against other martial arts in Japan, but they were already established, they didn't want to get involved. And
Mm.
because Maeda had a jiu-jitsu background before his judo, and he traveled around like he was in England, he learned catch grappling there, and he was challenging people in America as well. Like so all his knowledge became what the Gracies learned from him, and they also probably didn't learn all his knowledge, but partially his knowledge, whatever they could take it, they brought from north of Brazil to Rio de Janeiro, and they started their own club there, what's called Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I think it's 1925, so it's almost
25, I
100
saw.
years ago, it's
Yes.
98 years ago.
Wow.